I'm in Kitchener, Ontario on the first morning of a 2-day trip across eastern Canada when I get the call.
And did you take our apartment keys to Canada?
I reach into my backpack. There are my keys and there are my wife's keys, which I've now taken over an international border.
Nonsense.
Somehow I need to get them home. The next couple of hours are a mad scramble, as I ride the Ion Light Rail for one stop, run back to the bus station, get a GO bus back to suburban Toronto, and jump in an Uber to Humber College to quickly film my video on Line 6. By the time I'm done, time is tight, but I have a plan to escape Toronto tonight. See, Toronto has a great big airport called Pearson, but it also has a much smaller secondary airport called Billy Bishop, located on an island in Lake Ontario really close to downtown. And this airport is home to an airline called Porter, which has a flight to Boston at 4:30, which I can and do get a ticket on. But right now, I'm up here at Finch West Station, and Billy Bishop Airport is right next to downtown. At least I can probably get there on public transit. Okay, so here's the situation. I am at Finch West Station up on the 1 line. My flight is at Billy Bishop Airport down by the lakefront. It is 2:45, my flight is wheels up at 4:30. At first, things go well. I hop on line 1, which is pretty empty on a Saturday afternoon, and check out the new LED map, which includes the up-and-coming line 5. Let me know if you guys want a video about that. Above ground, we pass Wilson Yard and the Yorkdale Shopping Center, and I'm grateful I'm not Ubering along this stretch, because we're blitzing past traffic. But then... Okay, we're pulling into St. Clair, and they just made an announcement that this train is turning back to become a northbound train. There's already a closure a little further down the line. So I was anticipating probably having to get off a little early, but now it sounds like they're turning the train back here. Could not catch the reason. All right, well, nothing to it. Time to call an Uber. So for some reason, it's making me walk to a pickup point like 2 blocks away from the station. Well, the schedule's slipping again. I had to cancel my last Uber and order another one, which has now racked me up $30. I hope that's Canadian dollars, not US dollars. But now I'm supposed to get to the airport at 3:40 for a 4:30 flight internationally. It's been a day. Finally, I'm in my Uber, ready to cover the 3.5-mile journey left to Billy Bishop Airport. So I just checked in for my Porter flight. It says, arrive with time to spare. It says, arrive no later than 90 minutes prior to an international flight. No, you have to get your boarding pass at the airport. You can't get it on your phone. Now, one quirk of going downtown to catch a flight is that we're taking surface streets the whole way, and most of these streets have streetcars. Well, the light is green, but we are being held up by a streetcar. There's a lot of people getting off. This is the only time in my life in which I do not like mass rapid transit. As soon as the doors close and we start moving, I will start liking mass rapid transit again. But if I'm late because of a streetcar, that would be very ironic. My driver also gets out of the car and exchanges harsh words with the streetcar operator, who apparently soiled his car while throwing a switch. Quoth the operator, "I don't care." Oh my gosh, I think that's the first Timmy's I ever ate at. Throwback. Finally, we make it to Billy Bishop Airport. The drop-off area is very tiny, and from here there are 2 ways to get to the airport, which as we saw is on an island. A very short ferry, which leaves every 15 minutes from the shoreside terminal and takes just 90 seconds to make its crossing, and an underground passage. I figure my fastest option is the latter. To get down there, I head to a bank of elevators, which take me down to the tunnel, where I get to enjoy my favorite airport pastime, running on moving walkways. Oh, I think I'm gonna make it. But then there's one more obstacle. A pair of really long escalators full of travelers with suitcases. These escalators take me up into the terminal, where a replica of Billy Bishop's plane is on display. Billy Bishop was a World War I flying ace from Canada. As we ascend this escalator to check-in, we get a fantastic view of the downtown Toronto skyline. Billy Bishop has separate securities and departure areas for domestic flights and flights to the US, and with only my Boston flight and another to Newark on the departure board, it's a matter of minutes before I have my boarding pass and am through security. Another escalator takes us down to the waiting area, which feels less like an airport and more like the student lounge from my old college. There's all kinds of seating options available, though I admittedly had trouble finding anywhere to charge my phone. There's also a vending machine, a relief area for service animals, a drinking fountain, a small cafe, and a duty-free shop, where I pick up some candies that are harder to find in the States. Also, did I mention how frickin' close we are to downtown? Soon it's time to board our de Havilland Canada -8, and once pre-boarding is complete, all passengers are asked to board at once, no groups or anything. There are steps up to the aircraft, covered by an insulated sort of ground-level jet bridge. The cabin of this -8 is fairly short for a 6-foot-tall guy like me. Seats on board are in a 2-2 configuration with 30 inches of legroom, tray tables, overhead vents, and reading lights. Unfortunately, seats do not recline. Seat back pockets come with safety cards, barf bags, advertising, and an actual seat back magazine, with a very colorful destination map, and details about the airline's jet and propeller fleets. The magazine itself is called Reporter. Nice. The usual safety announcements play, but unusually, Porter's recorded message actually asks passengers to remove earbuds and headphones, and I'm pretty sure I see flight attendants enforcing this, as we listen through the announcements in English and French. Porter is the largest airline here at Billy Bishop, but Air Canada also has a few flights, and Prop Air is to begin service here next month, per Wikipedia. All flights use propeller aircraft, as jet flights here are banned. Soon we push back, the engine revs up, and we head to the runway. The other side of the plane gets great views of downtown as we accelerate and quickly jump into the air. As we ascend, Toronto and Lake Ontario are laid out before us. Then we're high above the clouds, heading eastward into the night, on the 430-mile, 1 hour and 35-minute journey to Boston. A flight attendant comes around with a basket of bougie snacks, as well as soda in an actual glass. Then before we know it, we've reached New England airspace and begin our descent. I love that no matter how you approach Logan Airport, you're always treated to a great view. Today we get to see the beautiful North Shore in its nighttime glory, and as we pass over the neck of Nahant, we see the plane's wheels deploy. We cross Winthrop and soon touch down on the runway. Unlike Air Canada flights from the larger Pearson Airport, which has US border pre-clearance facilities, Porter flights from Billy Bishop operate out of Terminal E, the international terminal at Logan, where we'll have to clear passport control. Thus, when we step off our tiny plane and onto a bus, we end up passing several much larger jets, heading much further away than our neighbor to the north. Billy Bishop Airport and Porter Airlines offer a unique product that's hard to find in most North American cities, and if you're looking for a convenient way to get into or out of Toronto, or you need to return some keys at the last minute, I wholeheartedly recommend it. And I'm really grateful to my Patreon supporters for bankrolling this trip. If you join today, you'll be the first to view my upcoming recap of SEPTA's many crises in 2025, as well as an exclusive nearly hour-long podcast about SEPTA that I recorded with Steve from How We Get Around. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.
Canada, a sweet home, you saved all my life. Guess my voice is gone today. I ate, what is it called? Sushi. Caleb, are you giving me $50 for this?
Canadian dollars?
Eh?